In the 19th and early 20th centuries, a nanny was usually known as a nurse, and was typically female. Nurses were found in higher income homes, and nurses were either hired or were slaves. Originally, the hired person would have been expected to breastfeed the infant, a role known as a wet nurse. In some households, the nurse was a senior member of the household staff and ran her own domain, a suite of rooms called the nursery. Some were supported by at least one assistant, known as a nursemaid or nursery maid. Because of their deep involvement in raising the children of the family, nannies were often remembered with great affection and treated more kindly than the junior servants. Nannies were often present in the households of the colonial officials tasked with managing vast colonial empires. Nannies in colonial societies spent their lives in the homes of their masters, often from childhood till old age, taking care of more than one generation depending on the duration of the post. It was not uncommon for these nannies to be brought along with the family when these colonial officials were posted either back to Europe or to another colony. There are many different types of nannies and childcare professionals to suit different domestic needs, and if you understand the distinctions between them, you can often find the exact right professional to meet any combination of requirements. One of the main distinctions that needs to be made is the difference between a live-in and a live-out nanny. While the names explain much of the difference between these two roles, there are important differences and practical implications that will affect which is most suitable for your specific needs. A live-in nanny is much less common than it once was. Being a live-in nanny may be ideal for a person looking to move interstate or abroad for either a short period of time. Typically, a live-in nanny is responsible for the entire care of the children of their host family. This includes anything from washing the children's clothes, tidying the children's rooms, supervising homework, preparing children's meals, taking children to and from school, and taking children to after-school sports and other activities. Host families may include a separate apartment, sometimes called a nanny flat, or room in their home and possibly a car. While a live-in nanny was commonly available 24 hours a day in the past, this is much less common now, and often these nannies work 10 to 12 hours on and the remainder of the day off. Essentially, these nannies are working while the children are awake and the parents are at work. A live-in nanny is nowadays more common among wealthier families because live-in nannies often have all their living expenses paid and provided by the host families. A live-out nanny will reside elsewhere and travel to and from the place where they'll carry out their childcare duties each day. If you do not have the space to host a nanny on your property, or your childcare needs are regular and structured, this may be the best option for you. Live-out nannies provide extra help and work as a full-time nanny, without living in-house of host family. This is an excellent arrangement if you require nanny assistance, but do not need someone living on the spot. Live-out nannies typically work 10 to 12 hours per day, 5 days per week. Some families use what is known as a nanny share, where 2 or more families pay for the same nanny to care for the children in each family on a part-time basis. More recent addition to the role of a nanny is that of a night nanny. The night nanny usually works with a family anywhere from 1 night to 7 nights per week. A night nanny generally works with children from newborn to 5 years of age. Roles and qualifications vary between countries.